Oh, what's going on, guys? This is Adamantium, youtube.com/Adamantium. Um, I'm doing some recording right now, and I just broke a string on one of my guitars, and it started dropping in pitch, so I went over, to tune it, and it just got lower and lower every time, then it finally gave up from the top. And I just got back from the music store as well. But like I said, I'm doing a bit of recording, and I've been working on this stuff for months now. Sometimes I'll stay up all night writing, and then I'll wake up the next day and hate every single thing that I've done. And, I'll rework it or scrap it. I don't really have a solid program, but I need one. And, anyhow, I've been thinking a lot, and I wanted to vent some random, thoughts to the camera about, thoughts I had about life in general, coming up to the new year and all that stuff. I noticed that I haven't been really been communicating with a lot of people. Not necessarily people that were close to me, but I haven't really been going out in public, and that's actually a good thing. I'll tell you why. But I've been staying indoors, working on a lot of different things, mostly music. But me as a musician, I found myself getting less and less productive, and I've been going out and watching other people do what I'm supposed to be doing, performing, going to shows and stuff like that. I've been turning myself into a socialite of sorts. I've become what appeared to me as almost like a fanboy. I like communicating with musicians, but when people see that, they kind of get their head up their own ass and think that, he just wants to hang out with, like, us and blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, get over yourselves. But, I've been doing a lot of that, and I feel that if I put the energy into writing that I do into spending money on seeing other bands at this point in my life, then I could get so much more done and be a lot more focused. I'm in no position to be watching other people do what I'm supposed to be doing, again, performing, especially here in Atlanta, where it's damn near impossible to either get a band started or keep a band together. And that's a whole other topic I'll try to stay away from in this video, but I saw that by retreating to a studio setting, which I have here in my place now, rather than being around a crowd of people all the time, people who don't really give two shits about me, I've noticed that I've been in a better environment. And that's what I kind of wanted to talk about, is being in a better environment, being in supportive environments. Our environments can still affect us, even if we're the type of people who aren't really affected. Like, we're not products of our environments, and we're not really affected by other people and stuff like that. I didn't think that I was in a very supportive environment, just being out all the time, especially around people who didn't really have my best interest in mind. Not that I'm the type that constantly needs, like, attention or approval or anything like that, but I wasn't in a place where talents and things like that could be supported, fostered, or encouraged, anything like that. At least not for me, personally. At least not in Atlanta. I mean, I don't want not say anything negative about Atlanta, because it's not the city's fault. It's not the environment's fault. It's just the environments that I've been going to, the places I was hanging out at. No matter what kind of negative things one would say about a city like Atlanta, you've got to remember that it's not just 2 or 3 hip neighborhoods. It's a whole international city with 6 million people. There's a lot more to it. Don't just stay in the same places around the same people doing the same crap all the time. But talking about our environments, I remembered there's a story about I went to a public school in North Carolina, a high school, and I performed pretty poorly. And then I went to a high school in Puerto Rico for my senior year, and my grades just shot up. And that's because I was in a better environment. I feel I was. Everybody made, like, excellent. Everybody too. Everybody, they made excellent grades. People were supportive. I don't remember a single negative thing about the whole scholastic experience. Standards were very high for everybody, and people actually cared. They cared about themselves. They cared about others. They cared about their education. They cared about their future. They even cared about music for those people who either did music or liked music. You could do something like play, like, rock and roll of any kind, for example, and have it be a legitimate career, a legitimate venture, without caring what other people thought, or catering to a scene or someone else's ideal of what rock and roll is supposed to be, or being like a walking stereotype or something like that. You could advance and people wouldn't hate you for it. When I was back in North Carolina, it was almost the exact opposite. Almost, for me at least. It was terrible for me, and I would never want to go back to the town that I was in ever again. No reason for me to go there. I mean, the school sucked. The music and band programs sucked. It used to be good, but there was a change in staff, and it just went to shit. It's too bad. I was made fun of. I got picked on. I was bullied. I know that's a sensitive word nowadays, but it happened. I got in fights, and I got in trouble for not starting fights, but ending the fights. Nobody cared about doing well. It's like a whole room of class clowns and stuff like that. And all I wanted to do at that point was just music. I was in a hardcore band, so that's all I wanted to do was just be in a hardcore band. And that's all. That was it. And when I moved to San Juan, everything seemed perfect. I don't want to say everything was perfect, but everything seemed that way to me. I joined the soccer team and I lost 50 pounds in 3 months. I got into college. I majored in music education. All because I was supportive. I was in a supportive environment. Nobody was trying to drag me through their personal crap. No one had that misery loves company crap going on. Nobody was holding me back. No one was, crapping all over my ambitions. People were interested in what I had going on with my life. They didn't impose themselves on me. People were doing well, and they were interested in seeing other people, including myself, do the same. Even without really doing anything. They didn't step in and say, make straight A's. I went ahead and did it. I didn't have to force myself to do it. I was just in a better environment where it was, it was encouraged. Sometimes you just have to see a successful person, and that's enough for you to get up and sort your life out. This is not to say that you need a bunch of yes men around you to make things happen, but honest support does help. It goes a long way. If you hang around people and try and make friends with people that don't necessarily have your best interests in mind, then you're doing yourself a great disservice. What can you learn from someone who has nothing going on? Who's doing the same crap over and over again, day in, day out, year after year? Sometimes you're only as good as the people you talk to. And that's just another way of saying don't waste your time. That's all that is. I'm not saying that, you have to be an asshole to people or look down on others or anything like that. Even if you have to do something by yourself like I have to do with my music, I'd say, being in the right setting can make all the difference in the world, I think. I know I'm stringing this kind of slow. In the past 2 months, I could have seen a lot of shows, I could have traveled, and I didn't because I was working on my music. That was important to me. I had to get it going. Why should I worry about other people and things when I could barely even look out for myself? I was barely doing that. All of the things that I wanted to accomplish and all of this, all the things I wanted to accomplish and all I did was look out for other people. Even when they didn't really care about it. I devoted my time to people who didn't give a crap about me. And I got nothing done for myself. And for what? Because I thought that was my environment. I thought those were my buddies. I thought that was my place, and it wasn't. And there was actually good story. There was one time I went to a friend's house one night, and I don't know how this started, but I ended up bringing a copy of my CD as well as a bunch of other people. And in any other situation, you get in an environment like that, and you just hang out with a bunch of slackers. They all get drunk, they start talking shit, and hours pass and nothing productive happens. For this situation, we sat in a room and we listened to each other's music. Some people even traded ideas and suggestions. It was one of the greatest nights of hanging out I'd ever experienced. And the little difference was only that we were supportive of each other. It was magical to me at the time. And it was just to be in a room with other creative people and to display our craft, that was something I haven't done and a feeling that I haven't felt in a very long time. And after that, it never really happening with that group of people because they moved on and did other things and, skipped town, whatever. But that's the night that I'll remember for a very long time. And like I say about a lot of problems people may have, the world is bigger than you. The world is bigger than your problems. There's always, something else out there. If you can't get it, then concentrate on how to get there. So I don't have a positive social environment. I create one with my home studio, and I acquire the gear. I have this machine, I have this laptop, I have all of my instruments, guitars, drums, and all that. and I can just, it may not be a very social environment, but it's a better environment. And, you know, I can work here and manifest things into something bigger, something greater. And there's nothing wrong with being bigger and greater, no matter what anybody tells you. Almost like if I wanted a better job, for example, I would get in school, get the skills for that job, worry about the finances later, and, you know, because you need to do better. You know, I study in the supportive environment, just like I make music in the supportive environment. Get the skills that I need for the, you know, job, and just, you know, carry on. And, you know, there's life beyond school, no matter what anybody tells you. Like, for example, let's say if school sucks for you. You're getting bullied, you're getting made fun of, you don't fit in, you're not popular, all that stuff. You just concentrate on why you're in school. What's your job title? You're a student. What does a student do? Study. That's your job. That's the sole job of a student, is to study. All you have to do is just do what you're supposed to do, and one day you'll graduate and not have to deal with this crap ever again. You'll move on to either a better school, or another school, or another job, or something like that, for example. And everybody else that messed around, they'll just have to fend for themselves. Because, like I said, the world is bigger than you and me. The world is bigger than your school. The world is bigger than all the crap that goes on in your school. Bigger than all the people who put you down for any reason. The world is bigger than that. And if you prepare for it, you'll be fine. If you don't prepare for it, then this big world is going to kick your little ass. And when those 4 years are over, I'm talking about high school, those 4 years are over, all that social glory and the rest of that crap is gone. 4 years. You thought that was the high point of your life? It's gone. Now you have the rest of your life to fend for yourself, and it's not going to be fun. You know, you have the rest of your life to be awesome. Just 4 years, just hunker down and do what you're supposed to do. That's it, man. The idea that high school or any other term in your life is the best, most exciting point in your life, or that the high point of your life is something like that, that's the biggest lie you can tell somebody, especially somebody who's young. You know, there's so much more in the world. There's so much more to the world. There's much, you know, most likely so much more to you. You know, don't let a bad situation overtake your wellness in any way. It can happen to anybody. Just because I talk about it in this manner doesn't mean that I'm immune, because I'm not. It happened to me. That's why I'm talking about it for whoever wants to listen. But be in a supportive environment. That is what my New Year's resolution is going to be. We're approaching the new year. That's what my New Year's resolution is going to be. Be in a supportive environment. Create a supportive environment. Stop hanging around a bunch of assholes. I usually don't wait till a day like New Year's to make these like promises or resolutions or whatever, but because you can do that any time. A lot of these resolutions are made. A lot of resolutions in general are just made to be broken. And 80% of those things get broken. You know, New Year's resolutions are usually made spontaneously. New Year's plans are made piece by piece. Plans are tracked. Plans are broken down into easy to follow steps. For example, for my resolution, for example, just using this example, if you have a Facebook or some type of social networking tool, whatever it is, use it to group and identify the people that are supportive to you. You know, if you have any at all. People who treat you well, people who say nice things to you or about you, people who support you, people who help you out, people who you help out and they appreciate it, people who are nice. Not to say that you should go deleting people like some kind of asshole. Don't do that. Group them and identify them. I usually hate the idea of grouping people that I like, I don't like grouping people like that, grouping my friends, like setting them off into little groups and cliques and stuff like that. I just think that's stupid. That's why I never got a Google Plus, because I'm just not a dick like that. But in this situation, it works. I think. Again, don't delete or block others. Just remember the people that are good for you. I guarantee you, if you put yourself in a supportive environment, you know, it makes all the difference in the world. That's what I'm going to try to do. This next year. I'm not going to say I'm going to do this and this and this and this unless I have a solid plan. And one of my solid plans is to hang around better people and not to insult people. that I hang around currently, in case any of you are watching this. But I just need to be more productive, and it would help if I was around people who are also productive, who want to shoot for something more. That's you know, I think it's important. It's kind of all I had to rant about. I had some notes here helping me out, which is why I was like facing this way. And I need to clean my guitar and get back to work. Let me throw all this away. By the way, these are sparkling juice bottles. I don't drink alcohol, like this right here. Cranberry, sparkling cranberry. Sparkling apple juice. I just noticed how much sugar that stuff had in there. And I said I wasn't going to gain any holiday weight, but I haven't really been eating any fatty foods, but I've been drinking those, and I actually have gained weight. So that's another thing I need to work on, is the weight loss thing. Just have a solid plan for it. Getting off topic here. I'm kind of done with the topic. I mean, this video is probably going to be about 16 minutes long or something like that, but I guarantee that it's worth it if you stick through it. Stick through it. Also, I mean, you want to pass it on. I have no clips. I don't have any problems with that. Do that. Not just for the views, but somebody else might benefit from this. If not you, then maybe somebody else. And if you don't really want to watch it or something, click to something else. But just pass it on, pay it forward, as they say. I guess that's how that goes. Or make your own message or whatever. This wasn't really supposed to be like a motivational message. I was just trying to rant about stuff. While I was cleaning my guitar, I just set up the camera. But yeah. That's about it. This is Adam Xanthium signing off with my new camera. I love this thing. And I will make another video very soon. And I'll see you guys later. Or you'll see me later. I can't see you. And that's it. Bye, guys.